Back to our breaking news, the North Texan being held in a Russian jail will stay there for a longer period of time. A Russian court heard Trevor Reed's appeal and sent it back to a lower court. The U.S. ambassador to Russia called the decision disappointing.
Trevor Reed has been in Russian custody since 2019. His parents, Paula and Joey, join us now via Zoom. Thank you for being up early with us this morning. I'm sure you guys were up throughout the night following this hearing. When did you first hear anything?
We received some messages through WhatsApp during the trial from people we had in the courtroom.
So at this point moving forward, what do you expect to happen next? What have you been told, or what can you tell us?
Yes, we're familiar with this court. Paula and I both attended an appeal hearing there for his bail appeal, which we took to the Supreme Court. So what they've done is they didn't properly show my son the appeals, so he's not familiar with it and he can't speak to it in his closing statement. And they never provided him his appeal or the court statements in English, which are required by law, which again is just another law that they don't follow. So they raised that today and they sent it back to the district court so that they'll have to ship Trevor back to Moscow apparently, so that he can sit down with his attorneys and review his appeal before it comes back before this court.
Coming into this hearing overnight, how hopeful were you guys that you'd get some good news?
Well, obviously our hopes were up, but well, we kind of didn't really expect them to, do anything about it. We didn't expect them to release them or anything, but we had thought maybe they would go ahead with the procedure, and that didn't happen.
Now, have you spoken to him or heard his response or reaction at all this morning? I know that you don't always get that constant communication.
We heard some recordings from the courtroom where our attorneys and translator asked him some questions, and he spoke to us through them so we could hear that. And we heard a couple of other statements that he made when he was speaking to the ambassador during deliberation by the judges.
I know you've had some concerns about his health. Any updates there?
Yeah, he said in the courtroom today that he is not currently coughing up blood and he doesn't have a fever. So that's good, but he's had ups and downs the last couple of months with the blood and the fever and the other symptoms of active tuberculosis. The Russian government's saying they've tested him multiple times and he's negative, but we don't believe anything. They've lied about his medical condition and his medical records the entire time he's been there,
As well as lying about his crime. And also I wanted to say that we saw some pictures, video from a tweet this morning of him in the court. He was on video. And he looks terrible in that shot that they had on the tweet. And we're really concerned because he really looks thin. He just doesn't look like himself.
No, I'm sure that has to be desperately concerning. As his parents, there's really nothing that you can do right now, physically anyway. What do you expect? I mean, obviously, best case scenario would be for you all to get him home, this week. What are the realistic options that you all and that he's looking at?
Realistically, the only way he's coming home anytime soon would be through some sort of negotiation between the governments. It's going to take more than just asking the Russians to do the right thing, obviously. They've taken him for trade, and that's what they want. And he's not coming home unless they get that. And we're always fearful that they'll place additional false charges on him, which is a regular tactic of the FSB. We're just going through this process in the appeals courts to raise more attention to his case. If he's released in one of these courts, it's only because there's something that's happened that's caused them to do that.
Well, we appreciate you being up with us this morning and talking with us. And of course, we're wishing you all and Trevor the best.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.